Hey guys, welcome back. Today I wanted to talk about our homeschool planner, and it might not be what you think it is. So, the first year, little backstory, the first year I homeschooled, I bought this really expensive homeschool planner, and it was great and it was beautiful, but I felt, or I noticed halfway through the year, I was crossing things off and rewriting them in different spots. Sometimes we would take last minute trips, so a whole week would get pushed back, and then, if I wrote in pen, I was scribbling it out or, using whiteout, and it just looked disappointing. Honestly, I spent all this money and, there was scribbles in it and scratches and, all that stuff. And I myself am not one of those people that uses like a daily planner or an organizer or anything like that. So I was very discouraged flipping through those pages and seeing all the times we've skipped school or pushed school back because we had illness or we decided to do a family trip. And later I realized we still taught in those moments, but we didn't do conventional bookwork. So I came across this many moons ago, probably about 4 or 5 years ago, and I can't find the video anymore, and I don't know who first did it, but this is how we have done it the last few years. And all it is a simple notebook, and all you need is something to write in. So here is just a little notebook. I got this one, and it's a set of 2. Anything you have lying around, this is all junk I've had lying around. I shouldn't say junk, but any kind of notebook. It doesn't have to be pretty. It doesn't have to be expensive. Go to the dollar store, get a composition book. If you have, these come in sets of 4, grab one. I've bought these guys for 5-10 cents. It doesn't have to be pretty. It doesn't have to be expensive. And honestly, if it is too pretty, I feel bad messing up my writing. If my writing isn't beautiful, or if I scratch something out, or if I cross something off, then I feel guilty almost. And I almost don't want to write in it if it's too pretty. You know what I mean? So I'm going to move these aside and I'll show you what I've done. So this is last year's book. This is the one I'm working on this year. And I'll show you what we did. Now you'll notice I don't have the nicest writing, but it is what it is. So all I did is I took a notebook I got from the dollar store, and I just wrote in it. So jump math. This is legit all I did. I wrote jump math 2.1 because there's 2 books. And I wrote out all the pages in here. And then that's the end of 2.1. And all I did is I crossed them off as I did them. I don't put any dates. I don't do major description because I feel like if we don't do them on that day, I feel disappointed. I'm like, well, what the heck did we do that day? And it almost kind of puts me in a funk, right? Because I'm like, oh, we're going to fall behind. What have we done all day? Where if I just write them out and cross them off, I can just see them and say oh, wow, look, we're done, Here, and I don't do it every day. I'll go through every month, and then I'll just cross off the ones we've done that month. So this is the second book. And here, we're pretty much done our school year, and I haven't crossed these off yet. So I know we're on track. Even though we've taken days off, we're still on track because I know we're at 2:04. We have 11 pages to go and we're done our school year. So even though I haven't crossed them off, it is a good visual to keep crossing them off. But, and like here, so this was our one curriculum, our art curriculum that we didn't end up, like I've crossed them off as we've done them. And then some we've skipped. And then here I kind of put like, okay, the Cozy Kitten is kind of a snowy scene. So I'm going to do it in November because that's when it starts to get cold. Or we had pumpkins. So fall, in September we've started doing it. We did those ones in October, but I didn't put an actual date. So if you see here, writing, that we're done, that we're done. And I've just, yeah, like crossed them off as I've done them, as we finished that book or that curriculum. Social studies, because we're doing interactive notebooks, I don't have like a textbook I could write the numbers on. So all I've done is I've written out the unit. So me on the map, goods and services. So that's all our units, and I just cross them off as I do them. So that's pretty much all I do is I grab a book. Let me grab one of these just for, and I'll just write on like Mom's Homeschool Planner, right? And then I always leave 1 or 2 pages at the beginning just because I don't know, I always do. And then like say read out louds. I will list the read out louds, and if they're seasonal, so say you're doing a read out loud about pumpkins, you know you're going to want to do it in the fall. So I'll put like October or September written next to it. And then I'll just cross them off or check them off as I do them. And then the same will go for math. So if your math is by units, I'll write the units. If it's by pages, I'll write how many pages. And then again, cross them off. And I'll do this for everything. I will do this for like science and social studies are units. So if you're doing like a unit on planets, just write like solar system, and then you can cross it off. If you want, there is enough space, like it's yours, you could write the resources. So if you can put planets, and if you have resources like websites, if you already have craft kits or books, you can write those underneath the resources you have. Any websites, videos you might want to look up, anything like that, you can write it in here. And I think I did that with my art. Yeah, so in here I wrote down the supplies we needed for this art project, which was on the weekends. So you know, sheet music. This one's kind of a weird one, so let's find a normal one. So oil pastels, baby oil, Q-tips, cotton balls, cardstock. So you can really do whatever you want in it. And I did this with absolutely every subject. So science, social studies, language arts, what else? And I did it also per book. So if I had a workbook, I would put it in there in the pages. What else? Yeah, so that's how I did my homeschool planner. I'm doing very similar again this year. Again, so we're doing Mammoth Math, Book A, and I just wrote the pages out. Left a few pages if I wanted to make notes about that subject. And then our language arts spectrum, and then I did the lesson and media literacy. So I'm not done filling them out, but that's how I'm starting it. And you can put everything in there. You can put field trips, holidays, what you plan to do on those things, like on your field trip or on your holiday. What else? Any outside activities, music lessons, sports, whatever. I put in the back of mine, like websites we go to, school supply lists that I need. I'll put notes on what I want to do for the following year. Any books that I come across throughout the year, watching other YouTubers that I want to check out, I'll make a list, of like read out louds, curriculum books I want to look at, maybe even buy art supplies that I want, anything like that. And yeah, and you can fit it in anything. I've done these books before. I've done composition books. Last year and this year, the first years, I'm doing these ones just because I found cute ones at Dollar Tree. But normally I do these bright colored ones in yellow or pink for my homeschool planner. These ones would be great to fit in a purse or a bag when you go to co-op, but really anything works. So hopefully this gives you ideas on easy, inexpensive homeschool planner ideas. And if you're just starting out, this is your first year and you're not sure you're gonna keep going, or you're gonna, who knows what's going on with the schools, if they're gonna open up in the fall, if you're gonna even continue homeschooling. I would suggest doing something like this so you're not spending a ton of money and then halfway through the year you put your kid back in, public school, and then you're out $100. So hopefully you did. Like, subscribe, click the bell, do all the things, and take care, guys. Bye.